see. Yeah, I don't see any comments. Yeah, I'm just going to kill that. I just put up a post that we're going over to. Oh, I did put it in the post, didn't I? All right, so let's see. All right, so you can see me on it. All right, hang on.
Yeah, it's saying live on YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube just went on. There's 6 people there. Cool. Let me see. Let me get that.
I think Tom Whitebear has jumped in on what you tagged me in.
He
so
did.
He's letting people know what's happening. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do one too. Duncan, Alexander. Thank you for your patience, everybody. A lot of energy out there. We're not making excuses, any of us, but it is an MF.
Yeah, yesterday for me was quite challenging.
Yeah, yesterday I think is when it came in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yesterday, I would say it started coming in, at least for us, and we're behind everybody because we're in Hawaiian
Monday.
time.
It was Monday, I think.
Yeah. So today's Wednesday, right? So
yes.
For us, it would have been like Monday night, which would have been, let's say, I want to say maybe early in the morning, New York City, noon in England, and would have been the following day, or the previous day, New Zealand, Australia, like around, wee hours of the morning. So I don't know. That for us, that's kind of when it hit. All right, Duncan Alexander on YouTube now. Okay. And then what I'll do is I'll put up the link. Let me get the link. We got 9 people here. All right. Bruce Fichetti, Joanne Akeson, Maria Escarin, Susan Fitz, and Joy Atkinson, Ann Cox. Thank you, Ann. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's the link. Paste. I should have put some music on or something. All right, group.
Oh, but there's no rush, like I said.
Yeah.
All happening perfectly.
Yeah, I don't have another show till, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours from now. So I got 2 after that. I think I have a meeting, but we'll figure it out. All right. All right. So let me just pull up the phone. That way I can see you. And I don't have to watch the video screen. Pull up YouTube. Yeah, man. So how did it start for you? You say it started or how was it yesterday? What was happening?
Yeah, so what I've been getting is I've been getting hit with the symptoms just before the wave comes in.
Like what kind of symptoms?
So for me, it was inner child. And that's what I got in a dream the night before. So the information will come through in a dream the night before. And it was literally represented as the ocean. And it was the mother-father-child relationship. And although the wave was visibly gentle, it actually was quite powerful. So that's what I got the night before. And then it was represented as me as the father aspect going toe to toe with the child. And there was almost a fight taking place with the adult child relationship going on. So the inner child. So that's what I got. And the symptoms were a very, very loud ringing in the ears. That's what I get. and also spurts of anger. So it was the fight going on internally within myself. So I don't know whether the collective have been feeling that exactly what I've been feeling, but that's what I got personally. So sprouts of anger, and just ringing in the ears, basically. So since May, it's been a lot lighter for me. So when the wave comes in, I'll get the symptoms, but it's not that intense nausea. I remember in our last show when we spoke about us both vomiting on
Yeah.
within 24 hours of one another. So I haven't had that intensity. It's a 24-hour ringing in the ears and just the inner child screaming. So it's an internal frustration within myself, and that's how I've been feeling it. And then obviously the hot and cold flashes and the symptoms everybody feels. So that's what I've been feeling, but it hasn't been too intense. And then just after the symptoms, when the next wave of people or other individuals are getting hit by the waves, I'm feeling this beautiful energy, and it's very blissful, and I'm very much at peace. So that's what I've been feeling and how I've been experiencing each and every wave that's been coming in since I'd say beginning of May,
so you're
until now.
Okay, so you're saying, let me just get this straight. Is it more recent, the part about the inner child, the parent versus the inner child? Has that been since May also, or just that?
No, that's been right now. So since I'd say Monday.
That's what I wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah, so that's been the theme. With every wave, there's a theme for me.
Yeah,
and
I totally get you. I totally get you. In fact, this is why we do this, right? Because you're giving me more clarity based on what I've seen, which isn't what you've seen, and everybody else sees something different. But when we talk about it, there is some type of connectivity to it. So this is what I've seen. I agree with you about this May and June. It's like the things came in, and even like the last time we talked, we both vomited, but really they came in and they went out. They were like kind of quick, and I'm not saying they're not coming quick now, but two things pop up. One of them would have been the full moon, and the second one is this eclipse yesterday.
Yes.
And that eclipse, I don't follow all that stuff, but the timing was at least a coincidence at a minimum. But okay, so what I've been watching, and I think it kind of started when you and I talked, because when you and I talked collectively and personally, I was going through like this masculine surrender, like this total surrender of anything and everything that makes you a man in the 3D world, right down to your dick. Okay, you know what I mean? That's how it was. Now, that wasn't just happening with me, but I saw this new energy between masculine and feminine, which we know is the collective expression of these two energies, but also you see it playing out in the incarnations and in the field. And I was watching this happen, and it was very interesting because you were seeing women speaking from a wounded masculine. And I'm sure
I remember that.
Okay, and so it was just, and it wasn't just about them; it was the men too. It's like the men were like trying to, some were getting butchered, some were getting, trying to recover and rehab, And so, but there was something changed, and even the women were saying there's something changed. He has started to rise, and it created a good pressure. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because if I look at the last few days, I very much felt that presence of the Father in me. Like I heard this voice come in Monday on the 1st and said to me, "You need to hold space." I told Morgan the next day, like 3 times, "You need to hold space." And I was like, okay. So I started watching the world go by and everything. And your explanation of the inner child, the frustration, the screaming, the anger, the this and that, the annoyance, this and that, brings me to what happened that night on the first. And what happened on that night was I was going through this connection. I had my eyes open in my bedroom. I was watching all this stuff go down. A dragon showed up. The whole universe showed up, and I was there, and I heard something to the effect, "Stand in your power." And when I did, I was a 5 or 6 year old little boy, 5 or 6 year old Todd. And I went, holy shit, wait a minute. And I guess the dialogue would have been something like, "This is your power. This doesn't feel like my power." And it went through this whole accelerating, really quick images, father, son, father, son, father, son, right? Something like that. Had a lucid dream about my father and my 2 boys, all masculine, the next night. And where I'm at with it is exactly what you said. When I haven't held the space, even for a minute or 5 minutes, it is the wounded child talking to this parent, trying to integrate both. And I think that's what I was getting from my experience the other night, was to integrate both fully in that 0 point. That is the purest power. And it only makes sense, polarity.
That's it. So for me, it was the inner child standing up and saying, "I've got this. I've got this. Just back off a little bit, hold space, but I got this."
Yeah.
So and it was an infant, so you could say a year old, and then the child grew into the 5, 6 year old toddler, like you're talking about. Exactly what you say. And on one of your shows, you talked about the dragon with the red eye and the blue eye. I saw that on Monday evening.
Dude, that was the night it happened to me.
It's within 12 to 24 hours of what.
Tell you, that's hang on, let me get my handle on this.
So when you're doing these lives and you're saying these things, it's blowing my mind.
Wow.
So how I see it, how I can explain it is, I'm seeing it with my third eye, obviously.
Yeah.
But whether my eyes are open or closed, it doesn't matter. I'm still seeing it. And I saw it as it was a grayish, palish dragon, but with these piercing eyes that looked right through you. And it was a red eye and a blue eye.
Yes, sir.
And almost luminous in color, but the depth of this dragon's energy was so deep that it was a little bit like, whoa.
Yes.
What is going on here? Not that I was in fear, but that is the first time that I've seen something or felt something like that before in my life.
Dude, you are describing my exact experience.
Yes.
We threw up together 6 weeks ago, and then today, and you're talking to me, and I'm getting so much stuff coming in. It's blowing my mind now. You know, I mean, you see the same dragon, you describe it the same exact way, the color of the eyes, the way they look, the level of intensity, because I don't get scared either, but my heart jumped out of my chest for about 10 seconds. And I thought, okay, whoa, like, whoa, what am I looking at? Wow.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, Todd, there are a lot of things that specifically that are coming out of your mouth that you are talking about. That have tied in to the finest detail in what I am experiencing on a certain level. And this happened before I tuned into Soulogy.Studios, SoulSpeak 5D. This happened in March. So this is the time when I left an organization. That's when I met, I know people don't like the term twin flame, but my divine partner. And when I tuned into one of your first shows, at that time, I remember Morgan went to Australia. So even before that, the dream that you had, that you explained with the codes lighting up with Morgan, but to the detail of her then turning over and then the Kundalini rising, that's what I've experienced, but with my counterpart. So there's a synergy taking place, a definite synchronicity.
Yes.
And it's almost like you are the forerunner. And I got all the information. And when the time was right, from March, I've been in solitude since March, complete solitude. I don't go out to see anybody socially. All I do is interact with my clients. All the information I've got in dream state, what I'm experiencing visually, you have experienced in the physical. So since March, what happened was there was a big energy exchange with myself and my twin flame or conscious partner, whatever you want to call it. And the Helios Gamos began. But now I'm experiencing, not visually and to the great degree of what you're obviously experiencing in the physical, but I'm experiencing it in solitude as the self. So the female orgasms I've experienced.
Yeah.
Morgan put up a post with the soul fragments, the luminous different colors.
Yeah.
And there was one moment at night where all of a sudden my vision was blurred and I couldn't see. And I was speaking to someone on the phone messaging. I said, hang on, listen, I need to go lie down. And I went and lay down, and these soul fragments, this energy in my right peripheral, that's the first time I commented on one of Morgan's posts. And I had to go lie down, and I was just seeing so much. So it wasn't to the degree of where I saw beings come in or I saw the walls disappear and the roof disappear, but I'm getting glimpses. So now when this dragon comes in, what I got is this dragon has something to do with sacred union.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a clearing taking place. You mentioned a root chakra maybe for you, a clearing with the root chakra. I'm not too sure, but what it represents for me and what I'm getting is the fire and water dragon in one, the sacred union.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen the fire dragon. I've seen and felt the fire dragon. I've seen a dragon claw on my body. And it wasn't mine. But
you see, yeah, I'm not getting it to that great degree.
No, I know. No, and I totally get what you're saying. I'm not taking anything away from it at all. In fact, when this started, at least 2 women reached out to Morgan and said the same thing that you're saying in the self, alone, solitude. They experienced the same thing we did, and we hadn't said anything yet. So it like happened, and the next day she gets these 2 messages. I won't mention who, but yeah, and they described the physical and energetic, non-physical sensation of Helios Gamos, of Kundalini rising, everything that you're talking about and experience. They did too, asking her, "Do you know what's going on?" So it is collective, and I think what you know, this is perfect. I knew that the dragon was here for sacred union, but I couldn't have said that. Like, I knew it showed up for that. It probably told me it showed up for that. And you said it. I mean, you said it. Wow. Makes all the sense in the world. Now, what does that mean? I wonder what that means to the collective, because obviously there's a connectivity, at least between, well, what do we know? Me and you, these 2 ladies, a couple of other couples. I mean, you know, there's people are feeling it. Something's going on. What do you think it means when the first couples, be they one in the physical, one in the non-physical, 2 in the physical, like her and I, doesn't matter, when they start to bring these 2 dragons together? I wonder what that means on a collective level. Whoa.
To be honest, I'm not too sure, but what it does mean for me is that we get on the show and we talk about it.
That's right.
And then there's another person who's experienced this or seen this, and they hear this, and there's a synergy set in motion.
That's right. You sound like me.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm still, look, I get over the wow pretty easy, but when you tell me that on the same night, because it was Monday night.
Yeah. So the time difference, you 12 hours before me, I think, but
no, you're ahead of me. So you would have been at night. I would have been my morning. And that's the day we were driving around, and two things happened to me. One, I heard, not get ready to hold space. You need to hold the space. Like, you need to hold the space. And I just kept hearing that. And it was definitely a mature aspect. It was a deep voice, and it was like a father, like a father. That's the way I could explain it. True father. And then that dragon thing happens that night, and you're telling me you experienced the same thing. You saw the color of the skin. I know what you saw, and you went through the same thing in your body as I did, basically. I mean, it was that powerful, but it wasn't anything I feared, but it was just something so profound, it startled the hell out of me, you know? But the fact is, we're doing it at the same time. Who else out there is doing it? I know it's happening in other places.
It's happening, and it might not be visual to the people, but it's still happening.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just think about the energetics of that. I think about, okay, when there starts to be an internalization, which is happening within people, or maybe it's already happened. I mean, I don't know how this works. And externalization of the two dragons coming together, the fire and the water, that energy, as an energy, what is that going to do to this earth, man? I mean, to me, that's a powerful, pure love, deep, sacred, sexual soul energy. That's as deep as you can go. I don't know. I think it could have some incredible consequences.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So have you been connecting a lot? I mean, I feel like I am actually connected right now. I'm trying to like figure out, do I talk to you or do I listen up here?
Whatever feels right.
Well,
yeah, the last 3 weeks, connection-wise, I've actually, not on a whole, but just with the energies and integration, I've been a little bit, I don't want to use the word stuck, but put a hold on putting up a lot of content or anything like that. So it must have to do with the sacral creativity. I've had to just, because I don't want to force any content. If something's not feeling right, then I'm not going to put it out there.
Yeah.
So there is a big integration going on. And I know when it happens in the evenings or whenever, when the sacred geometry is off the charts, the downloads taking place on, with magnitude.
How about that sacred geometry that's been coming out lately? People are putting out in these
new stuff. It's new geometry.
It's mind blowing. And Morgan was showing me some yesterday by someone she discovered, and I looked at him and I was like, "This is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing this." And even the crop circles. I don't know if you saw the one from a couple of days ago with all the loops. It kind of looks like a musical note, you know. Dude,
yes,
I gotta tell you something, man. All right. I've never done this on camera before. I've done a lot of stuff on camera before, but with your permission, I think we need to speak to these guys up here. Because they're like standing over me, and if you're okay with it. Because it's your higher self that's talking to me, or whatever. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so
that's perfect. That's how I would refer to it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he's okay. I'll tell you what it looks like. Okay, so they're all standing there, and they're standing in a like a triangle, you know, like that shape. They're like that's the border, and they're all masculine. Okay, and the colors are off planet, very illuminated. They're wearing like these blue shouldered and gold robes. That's the closest I could get to, with all this infinitesimal, effervescent diamond sparkling stuff all around their clothing, and very colorful. Now there is a man. I just use whatever words come, right? There is an older man standing at the front, and all the rest of them are flanked in a triangular shape behind him. Right next to him is my higher self and your higher self, right? And he's carrying a staff, and this staff has it's gold, and it has this dragon head coming out of it, and underneath it is this white, kind of like have you ever looked at a stream or a river rapids, where it's all white as the water's running real fast? It's doing
Yes.
it's doing that. Okay, so this, I'm just going to say it.
Say it.
Let me just say it. Okay. So this is what he's saying. This dude, the one in the front, he's got long white hair. He looks like almost like an multicultural, like bicultural, like Asian, Caucasian, all cultures, I guess. Anyway, he says, right? Okay, the purpose of the staff, the purpose of this communication is for the expansion and the full power and fluidity and eloquency and truth of the throat chakra. It's important now that it's important now that as the masculine is connected to the higher aspect, and has surrendered to the old identity, forgiven all the things that go with that, stripped to nothing. He's been on his knees, he's began to stand more erect and so on, and have more confidence. But it's very important that the masculine throat chakra matches the feminine throat chakra. And this is like the final step. One voice, pre-sacred sexual union, pre the two dragons, the fire and the water becoming one. Right. Okay, so now they're just doing some cool shit, and I think it's over.
Wow.
It's very pure, very powerful, and that's it. It's like, see you later. I feel that in my body, man. Yeah, I've never done that before.
That's the first time I've seen you.
I know. I've done it with Morgan.
Go into channel. I mean, we're all channeling, but really,
that's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Something's happened. And this is another thing you're bringing up now that I think about it. So about 3 days ago, so it'll be Sunday or Monday, started in that same time frame that the rest of the stuff we're talking about started. I just had it. Okay. So I heard you need to hold space. And I also heard you are going to start, it's all connected, right? You are going to start getting intel, and you need to, just what just happened. You need to expand that throat chakra, and you need to get it out there. It's not just, it's needed, or it's a component that's needed. Same thing that we just talked about, or same thing they just told us. The two dragons coming together. The masculine throat chakra has to meet the feminine throat chakra. She's taken the higher ground. There's some type of explosive thing. When you said that about the dragons coming together, wow. And you saw how scary the one was. Can you imagine the power coming from that sexual union? Wow. mind blowing.
Is it not a reflection? So when you saw the dragon of your power?
Yeah, because after it scared the hell out of me, I had some Kundalini type things happen. But the next day, which would have been Tuesday, yesterday, the big day, the eclipse day. First of all, I think I was feeling a little bit raw before we went to bed that night. In fact, she went to bed early. That's right. We usually go to bed together. It was probably the first time in 3 months it's ever happened. And but we were sitting on the couch, and we were sitting on the couch or driving. I can't remember. And I was having these, these thoughts that we have, like, what the hell's going on? Am I crazy? I mean, yeah, looking back at the life, seeing the 3D, seeing the 5D, that whole thing that we do, right? And so I was feeling a little bit vulnerable, and I felt a hand. And I looked over at her, and it wasn't her hand, right? And I was like, okay. And I knew what it was. I knew it was that dragon. And so then the thing happened, and the next day, yesterday, I was a little bit, going through a lot of the different things that everyone was, but really good, really just doing my own thing. But I was still having those conversations, and twice that dragon came in, but the feeling of it was totally different, man. It was like this nurturing love, like it was feminine. It was that,
Yes.
where the other part I saw, what I have to say was masculine, but this was, and I guess in effect both, but it was like, hey, everything's okay. I drive up the street to the park, see Morgan. I was going up to see Morgan, and I asked a question, right? I look up at the sky coming out of the mountain, which is like a half mile away, so it's really big, is this rainbow strip. It's not a rainbow. It's a strip coming out of the mountain, perfectly straight lines, thicker than anyone I've ever seen, and clear in the colors, the purple, yellow, red, and orange. They were just like so clear, and that was also something that happened. But the feeling
When
I
was
got,
that? When did you see that?
that was yesterday, probably about this time, and so that was an answer to a very important question to me now, which actually was, and I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, was, do I borrow $2,500 from somebody before Morgan's visa runs out, so I can get the papers put into the immigration? And so as I was driving back, I said that, what should I do? Is that the energy of force? Do I just allow things? And boom, there's the rainbow. And the rainbow said to me, you're exactly where you need to be. We got you. And that's the same impression, the same feeling or energy that I got from the dragon that came in twice yesterday. So all I can think of is to hold space. That's the one thing that, and you know what holding space means to me now, on this day of the Ascension, where the truth changes every day, is hold space for yourself.
That's it.
And then from there,
That's the big message.
see, I think that's where people get confused. Okay, I'm going to take care of myself here, which we all know we need to do, and that's taking on higher meaning. And then I can take care of you, or then I can no, that's not how it works. You hold your own space, and then the someone next to you, just like us having this, whatever this frequency is of simultaneous connection or telepathy or experiences, we're connected. Somebody next to you who resonates with you, very kindred with you, begins to do the same thing. It's like what people talk about with the tuning fork, right? Tuning fork.
And it's happening more and more. From this platform, there are connections made. I've made connections with people.
Yeah.
I'm sure she doesn't mind. Melissa Dean is one of them. Yeah, I've asked her permission before, so that's fine.
No, she's
and
cool.
wow, just the life experience and the synchronicities and the sharing is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Through this platform, there are many connections made. And in this happening, it's just an amplification. And it really is powerful. It's what I got is this has already happened. It's all divinely orchestrated and timed, and people will come into your field and slot in perfectly. It's already happened.
Yeah.
We shift into that space.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The assistance, if you want to call it galactic, universal, person to person, it is so available now. And I've really seen that with, if you want to call it attacks. I've had a few people who've come at me very harshly, who I've known from my past, and I've seen it on social media with a few people. I won't mention names, but I see the gifts.
Go ahead and mention it.
I don't want to create.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Drama in my life.
No, man. The Ascension's not some social circle, junior high drama, just for your ego to get some attention. No, we're good. No. This is serious. Keep going, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no need to apologize. So if you want to call them dark attacks, wherever there's negativity, I've seen where the gift is. How from this moment, and someone being brave enough to publicly stand up for themselves, or at least share it with another person, allows for people to come together. So, and it really does come from this platform. This is a safe space.
Yes, it is a safe space.
Very safe space.
Yes, it is. And man, I'll tell you something that's been really gnawing at me. Man, do I need to talk about this? Am I supposed to be talking about this stuff? Oh God, yes. We're opening the throat chakra to meet feminine energy within myself and in the collective and in my partnership. 50-50, right? So, let me tell you a quick story. I know there's code in here they're telling me. All right. Okay. So, Morgan came in December and had to leave March 3rd. That's when you saw me. That's so weird a while ago when you said you and Morgan weren't together, and that's when you came in. And remember, you were saying that earlier? March?
Yeah, so it was literally, so it was March 1st. That's when my separation took place.
Okay. So that's essentially
the exact same time.
Yeah.
When I met, I'll call it twin flame because that's the word that I got, my twin flame. It was June, July 2017. And I see there's a synchronicity with your marriage.
Yes.
You were July. Everything is everything, even if it's maybe a year apart, or like I say, you the forerunners, but there is a synchronicity with timelines.
Yes.
So anyway, carry on. You were
okay.
Speaking. So from March, Paul went away.
So so that would have been March. So now she's back over there for an indefinite period of time. We just got our first place. I just had my first place since in a long time, right? A home, right? So so that was happening, and I thought, how am I going to do this? So I took out a loan, which I'd taken out two before with PayPal, and I paid them off. Soulogy paid them off. The fastest rate, 30%. Just boom, get it out of there. We felt like that was our way of contributing, to the energy of 5D commerce. The honor system, gifting forward, working with it as energy, not debt, not negative and positive and money and all that stuff, just as energy. So I had a plan. I've been saying, let's kick this webpage off. The webpage just has a screen on it. If that's all we can put on it, a screen like this, so people can go to a URL address that nobody's going to bother. Okay? Then YouTube's not going to censor, and Facebook's not going to whatever and all that. Right? Private server, the whole 9 yards. It's not that big a deal. I've been trying to put this together. We haven't been able to because there's been a lot of fragmentation. We're all going through a lot of stuff, and the energy of force was too present. Okay? So the universe is asking us to flow into this thing, to see the rainbow strip coming out of the mountain, you know, and feel that frequency. We're not going to explain it to you. Just align with this, right? And so then I had this plan. And the plan was I get her back over here, pay a couple of months rent in advance, you know, buy the stuff we do because it ain't free, all right? And put aside $2,000+ for the immigration, and get the papers filled out and get the documents here and have it all ready. So what ends up happening is, but it's all predicated on one thing because of investment to kick off the webpage, which was a couple of grand. I had that too, right? Now, what ended up happening was the team, me included, my vote included, said, it's not ready. And I had to go through some type of energetic alignment, and I knew that was the right thing to do, right? But my plan was kick it off, there'll be enough volume come in, and we'll be able to make this, right? Well, we didn't do it, so we ran out of money. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because, you know, it's really come to me. I had to let go of that whole process. I was like, I needed to do this so I could parlay it into getting the immigration done, because the core of Soulogy is Morgan and I, our energy. That is the core. As we go, it goes. So it's very important. We were told, be together, love each other when you're together, and broadcast. Do those three things. And so I was able to let everything else go, right? And so anyway, I get to this point where it's getting close to her having to go back. And then we have to figure out how to get her back over here and get another 90 days and get the paperwork put into immigration. So today, yesterday, the day before, and I think that the problems Facebook's having today is indicative of it. There's a real need for us to create a URL that is independent, that is open to anyone in the world, okay, that broadcasts and originates these shows to start. Let's just say SoulSpeaks 5D channel to start, 24 hours of live and replay, right? And then another person comes in and plugs in a channel, the Freedom Network. And another person comes in and plugs in a channel like Matt Belair or Susie Biber. All these different people plug in their channels, and you have a news feed of these shows, which are, like you said earlier, where we find our highest intention, unconditional love, purest, rawest vulnerability and openness. And by way of that, in spontaneity, intuitive, creative, imaginative, and courageous, and by way of that, we are able to connect in real time, even if it's a replay, in real time, the highest transmissions, channels, and downloads available in the merging of the physical and the non-physical, which is the internet. We're using all frequencies. We're using visuals. We're using audio. We're using whatever creativity people bring to the table. But we have one URL address that pulls in a shitload of traffic. We get a real count of what this community is, not a social circle, but people that are coming in to give their energy and receive it, and it grows as a collaboration, a multidimensional co-creation, as a power source, as a vortex, as a portal that's never been here before, not a pyramid that's been built, not a religious site, not a portal, a natural portal like Hawaii. We're talking about one that's created real time by the power and energy and pure love of all of us. And I'm not here to say I need help. Morgan and I need help. I'm here to say that I want to do this. This is what I've been shown for 5 or 6 years. And like the dragon, I've seen the power and the glory of it. I've seen it for 5 or 6 years. I didn't understand it, but I know that I've been put here on this earth as in my role, along with an infinite number of collaborators and co-creators, including my beautiful wife. This is why we came. We came to create this incredible, multidimensional, permanent 24/7, 365 eternal broadcasting signal that merges the physical and non-physical, that serves not just this world, but it serves the entire universe. They are learning from us.
Perfect. Perfect.
So, you know, I don't know what to do.
But I'm getting the help is coming.
Well, I know, I feel it. And I agree with what you said. I agree with what you said, and I want to be clear about it, because I know that we're that connected.
Yeah.
So it has already happened. It happens.
Yes.
It happens energetically first, and so like even today in this moment, something's happened energetically. It'll come. It'll come in the linear, you know, but it's not like predetermined infinitely out there. It's kind of like predetermined. I don't know what the linear scale would be, a day, a week, a month, whatever, but it's very close to this moment. And I don't know. I want to do this with you, everyone. I want to do this with everyone. And the only thing I know to do at this point is put up a page, stick this channel on there, and everybody that wants to do that, do the same thing. We have it in one place, and that produces a tremendous amount of energy and magnetic pull, and also I believe is a powerful vehicle for the 5D commerce, pay it forward, honor system, gifting 5D, you know, frequency that would replace the current, you know, financial design. What's happening, man?
I'm just absorbing everything that you're saying.
I don't even know what I said.
It was passion.
You know, this dragon felt. They told me that the Syrian was very much in the. Maybe that's just a personal lineage thing. I don't know. I think I'm everything. I don't think I'm restricted to anything, but that the Syrian was somehow associated, Sirius was somehow associated with the dragons, and vice versa. And the main characteristic that I received from both of those frequencies that are, I guess, one frequency, was let's get to work.
I've just got something now. The dragon means business.
Yes, that's it. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? That was it. You said it. You said it perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shiitake mushrooms. Wow. So, you better take over from that. I might have to step away for a second. I think I need to get my shift together. You got the floor? Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, just give me a couple of minutes.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
I need to stand up. If you hear a big loud noise, I just fainted.
The earth just split. The earth just split in two. Okay, so I got the floor here. Yeah, I guess what we can talk about now, what I can share is just the gratitude and just how, and I spoke about it earlier, just what I'm seeing individually and collectively is just the support and the love within everyone within this community. And, you know, people who are not yet found their space, they're part of the puzzle in this community. And just the importance of us supporting each other. I know for me, you know, there are times where it's not easy, but just that message of support coming together really does create that synergy and that love. And I've been seeing it, and wow, what I'm getting at the moment is there really is nothing to do but just surrender, keep supporting each other. And yeah, obviously with Todd and Morgan, you know how much, I know how much I've gotten out of this. This has been life-changing. The information I've got every time, not even when I'm interacting with Todd in the Zoom room here, with my conversation, with all the other conversations that take place, there is a healing taking place. I'm able to tap into that frequency, and there's a shift within myself with pretty much every show that I watch and tune into. So we're all in this together collectively. And it's on a grand scale. And yeah, just, it's happening. It's happening.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're not going to believe this. Can you see out the window?
I can, yes.
I don't know how.
I can't see. What are you looking at? Something through the window?
Yeah, through the window.
I can't see. What is it?
There's a dragon cloud. There's a dragon cloud. Man, I got to tell you too. I woke up today, and I haven't even messaged her yet. But, you know, Shanine Banrion, she understands this frequency. You know, she's amazing. The Freedom Network, and so she does. Yeah,
I connected with her. I added her as a friend yesterday. And
yeah,
now you're speaking about her.
We
her
tried
light language.
Yeah,
is unbelievable.
She's unbelievable. You know, it's not a coincidence. Okay, so I never had seen her name. You know, and we were here. The last time Morgan was here was January the 2nd. We've both been sick. He was sick 13 days. I was sick 17 days. So there was almost it was like a 3-week period where one or both of us was sick. We never get sick. It was just this whole initiation of the island. Anyway, on January 2nd, after about 4 days of paying for a room, you know, and you get 24 hours and pay, and you get a little bit of money on paper, you pay another night. And so that went on. I woke up January 2nd and I said, dude, we got to do this. We got to do it now. And the response was just like huge, right? Yeah, that was, so I wrote this post. It wasn't even a live, it was a post. And at the bottom I put, here's what we want to do. The first person that sent a contribution was Shanine Bannerin. And she wrote something really positive. I'm like, wow. Ever since then, she's been a huge supporter. And I woke up this morning and she must do like a daily show, like a daily, where she just gets in front of the camera. And so she said she started talking about Soulogy. And she's going to dedicate the next week or two to the cause, you know? That's amazing.
Yes, I saw that video.
That's amazing. I haven't been able to watch the whole video. I watched like 2 minutes of it. I haven't had a chance, but I'm going to watch it and give her a call. We talked last week, I think, and I don't really talk to people because I'm trying to, you know, hold space for myself. But I had this urging to call her, and I called her. She answered, and we had a long conversation. Yeah, I have a tremendous amount of respect for her. There's a tremendous amount of integrity. Beautiful lady. So many people, though. So many people, and you're right. It is done. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
That's what I remind myself is there's nothing to worry about. It's done. Just like we said with the child earlier, just surrender.
Yeah.
Just surrender.
I guess even the concept of what I just, for better or worse, put out there. But even with that concept of, like, who's to say that it's not already done to the extent that, you know, X number of, or, you know, one soul past critical mass has already connected, and that from this energy, whether it's called Soulogy or whatever it's called, there's been channels that have actually been birthed and touched other people, and it's actually already occurred. It's just not in the I can touch it, see it, feel it, 3D physical. How do we know that hasn't happened? So I said all that for nothing. You got to laugh about it.
For me, what I've gotten, so my dreams, exactly how it's played out, I've spoken to you about it before, will manifest exactly to the word of what the person was saying in the dream a year to a year and a half later. So in my experience, obviously, if I've dreamed it, if it's been in my dream a year and a half ago and it's happening now, then that moment's already happened and I've shifted there. So how far along the path has it happened? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but standing in our truth, operating from a place of love, we can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I think you're frozen there.
No, I'm here. I was thinking about the dragon, man.
The dragon. I knew you were thinking about the dragon.
Well, I was thinking about the dragon because I'm thinking about this whole. You said the two dragons coming together. The two dragons coming together, and at times the dragon felt very like goddess. To me, the dragon is like. To me, it's not like an aspect of whatever you want to call it, goddess, God, whatever. It is actually it. It is actually that powerful. It has both sides of the coin. That's a powerful connection. And to your point at the top of the show, that's out there now. You've experienced it. You know,
yes.
We either have experienced it or we're about to experience it. I don't know. Either way, it's here. So it's a few days off in the forecast. It's available. It's available. And that's us. That's an aspect of all of us. It's available. Coming in. I think it's been coming in for 6-7 months. Been a lot of talk about dragons since about November of last year. Yeah. Do you do light language?
No, I don't do light language. There is kind of a didgeridoo vibration I do give off, and I've done it in a sweat lodge before, but I wouldn't call it light language.
Yeah. Well, you know, somebody made. I was on with the Truth Seeker yesterday. Derek, I can't remember his last name. Anyway, he does spirit conscious spirit rap, spiritual rap, whatever you want to call it. And he was saying that's light language, and I agree. I think anything that has sound and whatever you want to call that, rhythm or symmetry, or I don't know really how you would describe singing, rapping, talking, poetry slam type stuff. I mean, it's a light language. Even just sounds that are not words, you know, actual.
It's just the vibration, the frequency, the clearing that takes place. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And I think you spoke about it on. Some people will come through with light language, and you might love it. You said this.
Yeah.
And it might not resonate with me. So, but it really does depend on the individual and the connection and the resonance.
Yeah.
But I've heard a few fantastic people. I won't remember all their names, but Sian I watched her video, I think she put up on Monday, where she did light language at the end. And whoa, that had quite a profound effect on me. My heart was racing.
Yeah.
I could feel activity, my solar plexus. Had she even, I don't want to speak about it, but at the end of the video, she talks about a vision she had with the white fence and the field. And I've had that in a dream a year ago. So that moment when I watched her video, it was a powerful moment with the light language. And then she just spoke about this vision, and she was talking about it as her future home. So all of these things, it's just aligning with the people, places, and things, perfect timing.
Yeah.
And drawing back on all the information, even if it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in that one moment, which is beautiful. So all the right people, the places and things are rocking up now, and very quickly.
Yeah. That's
what I'm experiencing. So there's no need to worry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think part of what's happening too, and I don't know if it's just in this circle, these circles or these communities, Blu-rays, whatever you want to call it, first waivers, but the need for instruction, how to, what do you want to call that? The commentating, it's going away. What would look like teaching, instructing is going away. And it's what you said at the top of the show. And Monique just made a comment too that was to the same thing, which is, it's really, if we're going to talk, let's just talk about what we're going through. Talk about what we're getting, talk about what we're going through, because I haven't met anybody that can put it all together and not lose the pureness of a download. You know what I mean? It's going to get so, but if we just talk about what's going on, yeah, like you said at the top of the show, that's what else is it?
Exactly. So on my journey, whenever I've gone into my mental faculties, I need to get my Reiki masters or anything like that, I've been told loud and clear, there's nothing that you need to do. There's no group that you need to join, or there isn't another teacher that you need to follow. There isn't another guru. Just be yourself. Follow your bliss. Speak your truth. That's where the power is.
Yeah.
So it's conversations like this, like all your conversations that you have. Wow, there's so much information.
Yeah.
On every level coming through on this show. And sometimes you don't even need to listen to what's being said. It is just the frequency, the energy of the conversation.
Yeah, I agree. And sometimes they're as whatever this is. Well, this is like that. This is like, and sometimes they're, sometimes you see my shadow. Sometimes you see the other person's shadow. But the fact that they're in front of the screen having this conversation with everyone, not just with the other persons, with everyone, you can maintain, I think you're put to a higher potential when you know you're standing in front of the whole universe is watching you. It's like there's like a truth, an integrity, something that even if you're in shadow, you're still just telling it like it is. You know what I mean? And there's something about that because, again, we're all still dealing with shadow. We're all, as far as I know.
Yeah, I'm still working through it. I'm still working through it. Yeah. But that's why in this period of solitude, it's all perfect. I can see now, really, it was heartbreaking having to leave the love of my life, but there were soul agreements in play, and it was all perfectly designed in the way that I did it.
Yeah.
Because there's still work I need to do on myself.
Yeah. And who knows what lies ahead? You don't know.
No, we don't.
It's that or something better with that person. In your case, it could be that person or it could be someone else. Who knows?
Yeah.
Because if you are, and I believe you, what you say you are, she's going through the same thing you are.
Yeah.
In some way, it may not look exactly the same, but if you're that matched in frequency, I bet you that she's going through the same thing. In what? Preparation?
Yeah. So it's the caterpillar butterfly. She's going through a really dark time right now.
Yeah.
But it's part of the process.
Yeah. Which proportionate?
When I met her, she wasn't awake. See, and it's strange, but as a masculine, I was the first one to awaken. So it's the opposite. So yeah, it's a rough one for her, but the caterpillar needs to struggle on its own.
Yeah.
Me going there and it's the best thing I can do is focus on myself. And you're right, whatever happens, happens. I need to let go of any outcome.
Yeah. And it's really weird because there's a part of me that just knows. That absolutely knows. And I think you even spoke to this. I've always said the only prophecy I can give you is the prophecy of my own life. I can only speak about those things that I know. And I can let go of all of that. But there's still this knowing, who I am, what my say my soul tribe is, what my missions are, my purposes, my partnerships, the whole 9 yards. It's just a knowing. I guess that's what we're all doing, is just learning to trust the alignments that we have, and not think that the shoe's going to drop on our head, or the sky's going to fall, or Facebook is going to give us a hard time, as everybody's freaking out today.
No, it's funny seeing people, lose their shit. But if you look at it, Facebook actually does a fantastic job.
Absolutely.
They're up and running 99.999% of the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With massive, and what do they got? 1 billion people on it?
Yeah, it's down for a few hours. People, and that happens. I come from IT.
Yeah.
So, they do a fantastic job.
Yeah. If you think about it, and if you look into the, whatever you want to call it, the matrix, what a great control mechanism. What a great data finding. What a great proposition. Even if the motive, and I don't know if it was or it wasn't, even if the motive was to be self-serving, controlling, nefarious, this is how the universe works. So it gives us an opportunity to, because think about it. Think about all the connections made just in what you were talking about. What an incredible way to accelerate the merging of the physical and the non-physical at light speed. Because we don't just write words to each other. The images carry impact. If we leave a voice message or do a video chat, you've got the tonality. All this energy, all these frequencies being sent all over the place. And like begets like. Maybe we're just getting used to, like I said, maybe we're just getting used to what alignment is.
Yeah.
Are you going to throw up today?
No, not today. It's been over a month since I haven't thrown up.
Thank God. So keep me abreast of anything that might be happening to you. Morgan's got friends like this, a whole network of them. Like energy comes in and then they'll check in with each other because they all feel it. I've never.
Okay. No, as soon as something happens, I'll know.
Let me know.
I'll send you a message.
Let me know if a shitstorm's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good show. That's really good. Yeah, I feel good. I feel raw, but I feel good, and I feel very honored to be to talk for an hour and a half with you openly, like in a conversation, that's what it is. Like you said, it's a conversation, and to put it out there because I know it's a little bit disconcerting, but and uncomfortable and embarrassing at times. But you just do it, and I think that's what this is. Amazing trip is just having faith in ourselves.
That's it.
You know, I mean, that sounds crazy. But
It's power in it, yeah. Well, if there's anybody out there who was questioning whether I'm crazy or not, after this conversation, no, it's done.
Okay, well, we can at least, if they lock us up, they can put us together anyway, or at least in adjoining cells, so we can at least, you know, experience the dragons with the two colored eyes and the gray translucent skin. Yeah, yeah, it's powerful. I'm going to have to get my shift together for the next show, which is going to be, oh my God, like in 3 hours. I'll be okay. I'm going to go.
You got time.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to get something to eat, and I appreciate you, brother. I look forward to the next time. You know what? Let's put it off at least 2 or 3 weeks. I need to recover. Okay. Maybe that's why we couldn't come together last time, is because they wanted to allow us to get through what happened before and what was about to happen.
Yeah, but that was actually a heavy week, though.
It was.
There were like 3-4 days. Yeah, it was
very,
big.
very heavy. It was really powerful. Don't ask me when that was. I can't remember anything anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't remember the exact date, but it was 2 weeks ago, around about there. It was a heavy little period.
Yeah. I'll see you later, brother.
All right. Cheers, Todd. Thanks very much.
Thank you, man. I mean it. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Bye-bye.